Welcome back to Callahan's Corner, where you ask the questions and Simple Growth answers your questions live on Facebook. Well, one of the questions that was just recently submitted was, what does a fully set up service automated or service business look like fully automated? Well, whether it's lawn care, home cleaning, pest control, pet waste removal, it doesn't matter. We've got the answer for you. Not a sales pitch, but we're going to really just lift the hood and show you what a fully automated service business looks like, from literally lead acquisition all the way through fulfillment and billing, and then employee systems, recruiting, training, and onboarding. And then once your business turns into a full-time daycare where the business owner or manager literally has to go out and tell everybody what to do every day, every week, every month, and so on, how to overcome and automate that. And if that wasn't enough, what we're going to do is a special sneak preview of what the conversational marketing piece looks like for a fully automated Facebook Messenger bot, complete with pricing that ties into Zillow for lot square footage, or in home cleaning, the home square footage, the livable square footage, and how we can automate that whole entire process and drive that back into our CRM of choice, our customer relationship management software. So very similar to something like Service Autopilot, how we can drive that conversation from online media at social media for Facebook Messenger and drive it right back into our CRM. An example would be Service Autopilot, but this is going to be platform independent and strictly just pulling the hood up and showing you exactly what we did in my business 6 or 7 years ago. Long story short is my business basically overtook my personal life, was working over 100 hours a week, and it ended up causing a divorce. Went out online to figure out how to get my life back from my business. And what I did is I actually found an automation solution and automated my whole entire business step by step. So I'm going to show you 6 to 7 years worth of knowledge and well over $150,000 of investment, with no intentions of ever helping others do it. But I'm going to show you my personal journey of how automations took my life back from my business from 100 hours a week down to 3 to 5 to literally an absentee owner for 30 days at a pop plus. And this business was actually running somewhat better without me, because as business owners, let's face it, we tend to micromanage and become the bottleneck of growth and where we're going. So without any further delay, I'm going to switch the screen out. Any questions live or recorded, throw them out here. But like I said, no sales pitch. I'm just going to show you what we did and how we automated this business for sales, employee recruiting, training, and onboarding, repetitive tasks, and then how we automated the next shift in the technology shift here in conversational marketing through automated Facebook Messenger bots. So check it out. Questions, leave them live right here. As we're going, I will answer them live, or in the recorded version, drop them in there, and I will dive back next 24 to 48 hours to answer them for you live. So here we go. And I'm going to hop in and shrink the screen down here. So first thing, as we're diving into this discussion, is from lead acquisition. So first thing we're looking at here, and I'm going to pull this over here. Perfect. So as you can see my cursor here, I'm going to actually grab this pointer here if I can, to make this just a little bit easier to see on the Facebook Live. Perfect. So this little red dot here, that's going to follow the conversation of where we're going. So the first thing we want to do is build out an estimate request for your website. What you want to do is take the strip code. So if you work with a professional just like Simple Growth, we're going to give you the stripped code, and your webmaster is going to stylize this and make this fit your branding, your color, and for your website, and make it mobile responsive, or at least ensure it's mobile responsive. And what happens is Mrs. Smith hits your website, she's automatically entered into your CRM, such as Service Autopilot. And I'm going to use the analogy of an imaginary bucket. So basically what we're going to do is, let's say in a lawn care example, we're going to go in and say we're interested in lawn care, fertilization, weed control, or snow plowing. Each service is going to be bucketed in each an imaginary bucket. So whatever the consumer is interested in, we can have a personalized but automated conversation around the services they're interested in. Same exact thing in home cleaning, if that's the industry you're in. We're talking about our weekly, bi-weekly, monthly clean, or deep clean, top to bottom deluxe, whatever that is, whatever that most important service is, we're having a personalized but automated conversation around what they're interested in. Now, obviously, if they come to the office, we're going to enter in specific information that we need when we pick up the phone, and we're going to try to close them over the phone. If we don't, automatically, whether they come from the web or the office, we're going to send out a thing called a lead letter. And these are going to be the 5 or 6 reasons why your business is different and why people want to do business with you and not your competitor. In addition, we've also tied it into a product called Send Jim. And what Send Jim can automatically do if you elect to do this is something we did at Callahan's. Like I said, we're lifting the hood up and showing exactly how we did this step by step. What we did is we automatically triggered this lead letter with something that looked like a hand-addressed envelope and the lead letter inside. So not only did we do the automated email, but we did a physical letter in the mail that had that emotional connection. So in the early days when we were showing up to do physical estimates in person, 9 times out of 10, the consumer will show up with this lead letter in hand if we got there within about 24 hours. It would be mailed out daily, but it was something that was an emotional connection. They held it, and as long as our price was in the ballpark, they would sign up immediately because we were different in why we could charge more than our competitors. Now, the next thing is before the estimate or in conjunction with the estimate. So what happened here is we created short-term education, no sales pitch. If you ever listened to the Audible book, They Ask You Answer, or read the book, They Ask You Answer by Marcus Sheridan. Same kind of methodology. Marcus was on HubSpot. We were on a product called Infusionsoft 6 or 7 years ago. We were both doing the same thing. No comparison to Marcus. He crushed it and had the insight to write a book and get on a national speaking tour. But we were both doing pretty much the same thing as far as life cycle marketing. And where this fits in with the life cycle marketing is what we did is we took an example of weekly lawn mowing or weekly cleaning, depending on the industry. What we did is we educated them to what they should be doing as a professional to do the service themselves. So if we're talking about weekly mowing, we're talking about proper mowing, like how to balance the blades, maybe proper irrigation to go along with that. In addition, we're going to address the commonly asked questions that elongate that sales cycle. So what we're talking about is, at least in my market, do I need to be home to have the lawn mowed? And basically, if I have a fence gate, are we going to close the fence gate behind ourselves as the contractor so the consumer doesn't have to worry about closing that fence gate and worried about the kids and the dog running out if they don't follow up behind us. So what we're doing is shortening that sales cycle through education, overcoming those price and sales objections, and creating a higher perceived value so we can charge the highest price by creating you as the expert in your industry and showing that you are not just a chuck in the truck, but a professional and what a professional brings. For my home cleaning friends, don't want to miss you. So if we're doing a weekly cleaning that includes a top to bottom clean. So very similar to the lawn care industry. So anybody who's watching this is very applicable and lessons to be learned in both industries. And I've learned some of my most important lessons going into the cleaning industry and vice versa. So this is applicable, but in a top to bottom clean, that's your initial clean, very similar to a spring cleanup in the lawn care industry. That top to bottom clean or top to bottom deluxe clean is your initial cleaning that needs to take place before the regular recurring maintenance cleaning. So in this instance, we're talking about a professional cleaning company and what's included, what not, it's not included. So we may be talking about the process that we may be doing a microfiber on the shades to get it ready for the maintenance clean and how the maintenance clean uses maybe a feather duster. So we're talking about the perceived value, an additional skill set a professional brings to that top to bottom deluxe. So we're creating that higher perceived value. Sales or price objection, we're talking, do I need to be home? Is there a certain type of insurance I should be carrying? And maybe the process of, if you're using maybe Debbie Sardone's speed cleaning and Jeff Campbell, of the top to bottom clean and the process of a deep clean and how that's handled as a professional. So once again, we're just creating the higher perceived value, overcoming any of the sales or price objections up front before they're addressed. We're going to shorten the sales cycle, higher perceived value. Now, what we're going to do is after that estimate is submitted, this process right here now, we call this 20 days to close. Biggest misconception in the automation ecosystem is 20 days to close is everything you're looking at. Really, it's just this one little piece right here. And what this is, as soon as you submit this estimate, 20 days to close follows up via automated email, automated text, and phone call. So obviously the text and email are pretty obvious. They're automated. The phone call piece comes out in a to-do or a task assigned to a specific person or role with a call script. So it would say something to the effect of, call Mrs. Smith, it's been 1 day since we've dropped off her lawn mowing or weekly cleaning estimate. here's what to say. If she says the price is too high, here's some sales and call script price objection, how to overcome it. And the most important part on the bottom literally is, if she becomes a customer, do this in your software system. If she doesn't become a customer, do this in your software system. If she says, I'm not sure if I'm going to hire you yet or not, do this in your software system. So what we're doing is creating a predictable workflow for the manager, the owner, or the admin, or a virtual assistant halfway across the world for predictable workflow in the software. Now, a lot of people watching this are probably going to say, I don't want to make a physical phone call. I don't have time. I'm still in the field cleaning homes, cutting lawns. Totally get that. I've been there. And once you get a certain volume, it's not even possible to follow up physically on these phone calls. So where we can also go in now is we tie into a product called Send Jim once again and do a ringless voicemail bomb. What the ringless voicemail bomb does automatically is, say day 1 and day 3 after the estimate, it automatically hits their cell phone, looks like a missed call without ringing, and it leaves a pre-recorded message. But this is not a robocall. What this is you literally on a pre-recorded call going, hey, it's Mike from Callahan's Lawn Care. So sorry I missed you, but I wanted to leave you this voicemail. Found up an estimate or a bid we dropped off 3 days ago. And if you have any questions, call us back at this office number. Or if you're ready to buy, feel free to click the online link and sign up. So I will tell you that it's a personalized but automated communication, once again, where they're at in the customer life cycle. So if you don't want to make these phone calls, you don't have the ability, the time to do it, we can automate it, but still make it feel personal. Make it feel a little nervous and jerky, kind of like a Facebook Live here. Never perfect, but it's personal. So now that we've tackled that estimate, obviously we hope we've won that estimate. So the process that automatically happens now without anybody ever having to do anything, it's completely automated, is we automatically send out a welcome email. And this welcome email is going to merge in temporary username for a payment portal, or what I recommend is tying in a PCI compliant credit card form. So it's tokenized. So we can capture the credit card information on file, and it's automatically entered into our software system such as Service Autopilot. In addition, this email is going to acclimate them what they should expect when dealing with your business and let them know what's going to happen. The next thing we do right there is a 30, 60, and 90-day follow-up for all reoccurring services. The way we built this out in Service Autopilot, the way we did it is it addressed and built the logic around all the reoccurring services. So we went out 30, 60, and 90 days with an email that looked personal from somebody in our office. Obviously it wasn't, but it felt personal. And the whole objective here was to address any of the cancellation issues that were minor before they escalated to cancel. Then we built the logic for any of the one-time services, such as maybe an aeration and overseeing, or in the cleaning industry, a deep clean. And we went out only once, but we still checked out in a very personal but automated fashion to make sure they were happy. So that's how we tackled that. Next thing we did is happy holidays. So all your major U.S. holidays or the Canadian holidays, we're working with people in Australia and England. But basically, we built out our major holidays in that country. We educate them around the holiday, and we wish them a happy holiday. Sounds very corny. I'm going to agree it, but people love it. And what we found is we really need to communicate people a little bit more than once a month and have good engagement. This scratched that itch. So very important, not just only for a nurture point, but an interaction to continue to be whitelisted in that email inbox for better deliverability. Next thing is we went into is a monthly newsletter. So this would go out to everybody in your customer relationship management software. So whatever your software is, it goes out, and it goes out, in my opinion, we should educate them what they should do in their yard or home the month in advance. So if we're getting into the winter season in lawn care, we're educating around ornamental pruning. So we're talking about the proper cuts, the proper timing. Southern, especially in our southern markets, that crepe myrtle pruning is it's a big deal. But we're going to educate them. No sales pitch, but a soft one line at the bottom. By the way, we're here to help if you need help with that pruning. Same thing, home cleaning industry around the holidays. We're talking about maybe fridge cleanouts. We're talking about stove cleanouts. We're educating around what they should be doing before the holiday season, how to do it in a soft one-liner. If you offer that service, we're here to help as a soft upsell. That's going to everybody in the database. Now, the next thing here is lead/customer monthly promotion or tips. So what we did is we segmented our database for leads and clients separately. So it allowed us to have special tips and promotions to each person in the database. and be able to have separate communication. So if we wanted to offer a certain percentage off to a new lead that hadn't converted to a client, we could do that without alienating our customer base. So it's segmented and it's a personal conversation based on where they're at in the customer life cycle. Sounds obvious, but these are manual tasks that get missed when things get busy. It happens with consistency and the same branding each and every time. So the next thing we're going into is if the estimate is lost. So originally we called these service automation. So we grabbed our top core 5 services, and can't totally see all 5 there, but they're there behind my picture. And what we did is originally we segmented between loss estimates, canceled, and renewals, and reactivated them separately. What we found last July or August is if we opened that net up just a little bit more, if somebody had fertilization but didn't have lawn care, we could upsell lawn care. Very similar. And the cleaning industry, the way we tackled this part is we go out and say if they had a one-time clean but didn't have a reoccurring weekly, bi-weekly, monthly clean, we'd upsell the reoccurring cleaning, and we would nurture lost and canceled services through the long-term nurture of newsletters, and once again cycle through every 6 months or so to upsell that current recurring service and the one-time deep clean or top to bottom deluxe, whatever you call it in your business. So we're going in both of these industries, and they're very similar based on the inside and outside of the customer life cycle and the way this happens. So once again, we're going out to 5 services. Anything more than 5 services, we found the communication was too much, but we're going out. So if you were on any of the Facebook groups last month and a half, and you've seen people talking about our upsell automations at Simple Growth, netting 70 to 80 estimates literally in 4 to 5 hours, this is the process we're talking about. So very powerful, and it will add bottom line revenue. Whether you have somebody help you to do it or not, we're just lifting the hood to show you how we did it in the systematic way of driving that. So now that we've got the sales automation, I'm going to just give you a little sneak peek here of what this looks like. And we're going to go in now and dial in and call this our quick follow-up. This was right out of my email inbox a few years ago. And this is a quick email that we've sent out to the person that says, hey, Stacy, just want to reach out, see if any questions regarding our estimate. If you want us to save a spot on our list this season, just let me know. Secret sauce here is it looks like it's sent from somebody's iPhone in your office. So the consumer thinks that we've actually sent out a personal email to somebody's iPhone in the morning, 2 days after every estimate. So this email by itself, this is just another example of it, closes at about 20%. So out of 100 new clients, on average, 20 of them would literally sign up with this without ever talking. So we just want to create a personal feeling email that's fully automated. At this point, we're doing 1,100 to 1,200 estimates in my company per month. We couldn't physically follow up on these, so we needed to create a personal interaction that was automated but felt personal and converted. So the next thing we went into, we had all this sales come in, and we literally almost went out of business. We couldn't fulfill the demand for these services with the staff we had. So we went and created an online automated recruiting, training, onboarding system based in our software, which was Service Autopilot at the time. So what we did here is we created an online landing page or form that went on your Craigslist, Indeed, Facebook, wherever you're looking for online employees, and we created an office form. Now we've since evolved, so now this is in English and Street Spanish. Street Spanish obviously converts a lot better than text Spanish. So whether you're English or workforce or Spanish workforce, it just converts. Once they're put into the software system, such as Service Autopilot, we drive through an English or Street Spanish application process. Make them jump through some virtual hoops, make sure they really want this job. Next thing is, let's just say this individual's name is Joe. A to-do or task pops up in the software and says, hey, call Joe, set up the interview date and time. We plug that into the employee master form. The master form now triggers the automation, the email or text message Joe the week before and the day before the interview. I'm going to recommend text message. So week before, day before, when to show up, where to show up, time, and possibly some homework go down to the DMV, the driver's abstract. So this gentleman or lady has some skin in the game. We're going to drive them into a standardized interviewing package. We're going to have 5 or 6 standardized questions that drives the process here. And we're going to create a non-bias. So we're going to rank them A, B, or C. in the automation, and then we give you a save view in the software to go in and dive in and say, I want all my applicants from, say, the last 20 days. So instead of hiring the first person through the door with a pulse, we can go in and we have basically a glorified labor pool or glorified hiring checklist. So if you ever heard or talked with Jonathan Potoshnik of the Lawn Care Millionaire, he talks about building the virtual bench. This is exactly what we're doing, creating that virtual bench. So when you need somebody, we can go out and work that qualified labor pool. If we hire them, we drop them into a 2 to 3 part induction to company culture, mission, vision, values. That's that millennial worker to align to more than a paycheck. So originally we could get 7 to 8 months out of an employee. Now we're getting 3 to 5 years out of them because they're aligning to more than a paycheck. We drop in automated tax document collection. So culture and tax docs goes up to 3 attempts. After the third and final attempt with the final deadline, it would alert somebody in your office that Joe, say, didn't fill out his tax documents. At this point, I recommend firing Joe now. What we're going to do is screen them out online before they get to you. When you hire them, before you train them, we're going to onboard them and test them again. And then the final part is we drive our office staff through a 36 video process with 6 modules. We're complete with testing. So we can take someone brand new off the street that has never heard of the software and they're live up and running in 7 to 10 days, fully functional from lead acquisition to billing and fulfillment. And in addition, we created videos for every service we did for the field. And we had an online automated video training series for our field staff. So we automated the video training in the office and the field. So it was a turnkey solution, almost like a franchise without franchise fees. So we replicated the training process, and it does not revolve around the manager, the owner each and every time. We have an automated employee contract process and handbook fulfillment process as well. So what should happen when you have a new hire always happens without the business owner or manager. Final piece here. Basically, now you've got 15, 20, maybe 30 employees. The business manager owner now is basically getting sucked into the day-to-day grind again as we're going to $1 million and beyond, and they become a full-time daycare. So what happens now is that if you're not telling everybody what to do every day, every week, every month, every quarter, or annually, it's not happening. So what we've done is leverage the power of the software, and we've taken what's in the manager business owner's head and delegated and automated. There's 7 core areas of business that can be automated. They are sales, customer service, scheduling, billing, office manager, maintenance, and owner. And what it does is it delegates with it to a specific person or role, a deadline and instructions, what to do every day, every week, every month, every quarter, annually. And these are some examples on a high level that can be done. A real basic example here is if we have a full-time sales guy, his name is Dave, let's say. If his job is to finish all his estimates and finish all his follow-up estimate calls by the end of the day, if he does not do his job at about 5:15, 5:30, this automation would go in and literally say, hey, Dave, you didn't do your job. You need to get it done. And based on the importance, it would elevate via text or email to the manager or owner. So it pulls a human in to intervene how to get the job done. So a great example is when I was at GIE, Green Industry Expo, Paul that ran my company last year, his job was to winterize all the spray tanks on the fertilizing units. It included a video from the manufacturer, a shopping list of materials, and a deadline with specific instructions what to do. So if that wasn't completed by the time I got on the plane Friday, I would have got a text message on my phone, and I would have said, oh, we need to go out and winterize these tanks before they freeze in the Northeast. So the automation is literally going to be tackling in a fully set up business sales and marketing, employee recruiting, training, onboarding, repetitive tasks. And the fourth one I don't have on the screen is equipment and asset management, which we also tackled. So all your daily, repetitive, preventative maintenance, lease expiration warnings, and warranty expiration warnings. That's how we tackled it in Callahan's Lawn Care. So I know I'm going kind of quick. It's late at night, or if you're watching the recorded version, but we got sales, employee, repetitive tasks, equipment, and asset management. Now, the final thing here is how do we dive into this new technology shift? It's called conversational marketing. How do we automate from Facebook Messenger or a chatbot, automated 24/7 pricing? So I'm going to show you real quick. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. We've got a link on our Facebook page floating around to sign up for a free webinar we're doing in a few days on Wednesday. Diving into more details. I'm going to give a really high level preview of how do you actually automate your messenger to create real live conversations without you through artificial intelligence. And if the bot doesn't have the answer, it notifies you to jump in as a human. But it starts and warms them up. And I didn't totally believe in this, I'll be honest with you, till about a month ago when I forgot to turn my notifications on my phone off. And I will tell you, this bad boy literally vibrated off my nightstand between 10 a.m. and 6 a.m. or 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. And if you are forcing people to just fill out a form on your website, you're missing the boat, because people are going to buy when they want to buy, and they don't want to do business when you're ready. They want to do business when they're ready. And this is how we tackle it. So I'm going to hop in and pop out a lawn care example, a cleaning example, and if my computer doesn't die, I will do a snowplow example as well. So hold tight here, and we will get this going here for you. All right. So this is it. And this is what it looks like. So I'm going to actually pull this other thing off here if I can. Perfect. So this is what it's going to look like here. So as we go in, I've clicked on a link or either a widget, a slide in, or a organic or paid Facebook ad or post. And what happens here is we've got a little demo here, and basically what this says is like, hey, this is a lawn care bot. We're going to go in and grab this turf square footage from Zillow, and we're going to base the pricing on your specific services. So if you're a consumer, basically, if you're a lawn care company, these are the things that Simple Growth can do for you. Or if you build it yourself, these are the things I recommend. But we're going to capture all the information for the estimate, the turf square footage off Zillow, and calculate the price for your services. The things we've automated at this point are lawn mowing, mulching, irrigation, spring and fall cleanups, fertilization, weed control, lawn rolling, lawn dethatching, pest control, mosquito control, and aeration overseeing, just to name a few. So what I'm going to do is hit yes and literally show you what this looks like in a live scenario. So we've had a little fun with it. Bill Murray, ABC Lawn Care Company. He goes, listen, I want to know your real street address. So I'm going to go in and throw a real address in here we use for our demo account, and show you what happens. So your consumer now pumps in the price or the address. Okay, what's your zip code? Pump that in there. Now it's going to call Zillow and get the lot square footage, and based on your price, it would calculate a live price. And it looks like somebody's typing, but honestly, it's going out to Zillow and grabbing the information and calculating price. So it's perfect. Based on that service, it's $72, and the price is fictitious based on the 12,000 square feet that we pulled from Zillow. Okay, I'm your consumer. That looks good. Let's get started. What it's going to do then is go in and ask for a cell phone number. It'll pre-populate a cell phone number based on the Facebook registration and the email, or they can override it. You click that in there. Now we'd go in, and my phone is literally going to, boom, right here, and I can actually show you. So based on this, we actually have a text message live from the Facebook Messenger bot with a copy of the estimate in it. Very cool. So that is our lawn care bot, so lawn mowing, fertilization, and all those other ones I mentioned. Now, if you are in the cleaning industry, I've got a pretty cool, actually we'll do plowing and then we'll do residential cleaning. So snow plowing, I just click the link, should pop up here in a minute. There we go, snow plowing. So we've got two different ways to tackle online automated snow plowing. We're either going to do for the season or per the trip on demand. If it's per trip on demand or even the season, we can actually go in and capture credit card information and process the payment live in Facebook Messenger, or drive it to your CRM and capture the credit card in your customer relationship management software, such as Service Autopilot. We also, if you are using Service Autopilot and you end up working with us, we have a sync. So it takes all the contacts from Facebook Messenger and pushes them live in SA and triggers all the automations I showed you. So cool, let's check this out. We're gonna go in now and demo this out as a consumer. So like I said, any questions or comments below, drop them in. We'll answer them live or on the recorded version. That's perfect. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna grab an estimate. Perfect. We've got a few questions. this snow for the season. So I'm going to say this snow. Pricing's really generic and fictitious, so obviously don't base any of your pricing on this, but just a proof of concept of how this can be all automated. So in our demo here, we're using a fake zip code or example zip codes. We're going to paste that in there and say, okay, oh, looks like you're in a minute. It's going to say, oh, looks like you're in our service areas. That's perfect. All right, perfect. We want to know your service address. So I'm going to grab the demo address here and paste that in. Now we've captured zip code, name, email, all the information already in Facebook. And now it's time to actually go out and build this quote out. So obviously Zillow doesn't have a square footage of the plowing area. So we've come up with a very convenient way of doing it based on the number of cars in the driveway. And we have a graphic here that really shows it. So number of cars wide, number of cars long. So I'm going to say my driveway is 2 cars wide and submit it. And I'm going to say it is 3 cars. Oh, 3 cars long. So actually, I hit a button too quick and it actually didn't recognize the digit. So it actually kicks back and lets you know. And just like that, we've got a price per plowing. Obviously, it's fictitious. It probably wouldn't be $550. And then we can go in and schedule it, and we grab the rest of the information. So before my computer dies, our home cleaning friends, I want to show you that we also have this for home cleaning. This is based on our weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly cleaning, as well as an initial deep clean. So this will pop up in a minute here. And I forgot my charger at home, so if this dies, I do apologize. But we're going to get started. Oh, demo actually. Try that again. I clicked the wrong button. So we've got this cleaning demo coming in here once again, and hopefully my computer doesn't die. I'm at 1%. If not, I will reload this in, but I'm going to go back into a cleaning demo now for a cleaning company. And this is going to be based on the Zillow square footage of the livable square footage. And it's going to be based on your pricing. This is how we built this out. So if you're building yourself, this is how you do it. If not, that's the process we're rolling through. So let's see here if we can get into this demo before my computer dies. But comments, questions, drop them below while we're live here. Love to see them.